That's what I forgot to do.
Okay, good. Now we can request a rhino. Fuck's sake.
Harvest Surface Command, Pillar of Autumn.
Oh shit! Hailing again.
Is approved. Rhino is inbound.
It's probably gonna come up on my mic, isn't it? Yeah.
The Rhino has
Well, we
arrived.
can't hear it.
Get into
You
position
can't hear it, but I can see it on my audio recording that the that there's a little more like noise coming up.
Now the shit part about this is Banshees spawn behind you.
Bam. Surprise.
Yeah, just ODS. Can you ODST drop on them?
No ODSTs, Mac cannons, or Thingo rounds are available for this mission.
So we don't have Forge.
No, we have Forge. Forge is right here.
Okay,
We just have
but
none of his
what-
abilities.
We just... Okay.
I'll take control of that Rhino to calibrate the shots.
Oh
See,
my
the good
God,
part
can
is
you not hear
Anders. Get what?
The fucking hail that's happening.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
I'm going for some ODSTs to protect this one.
Yeah, I can literally see like on my audio recording just the bars growing louder and
Yeah.
louder and louder.
Yeah, so ODSTs, yeah, whenever you get a rhino into position, Forge will drop in ODST to defend it.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, perfect. There's a stinking Covenant outpost.
Oh,
right where you
stinking!
marked.
Why does no one
Better
swear?
take that out
Stinking.
first.
Like, you gotta.
I think this guy shit his
think-
pants.
Roll.
Okay then. Pants be shat. Oh wait, what? I'll fucking take all of you. Come on. It's like Ghost of Tsushima when you walk into the base and you. Oh no! Ran down. Ghost of Tsushima, you walk into the middle of the base and you challenge someone.
I have to get that. I really have to get that game.
They're adding a
I want
multiplayer to that game
Yeah, I
for some
want to. It
reason.
looks really cool.
Why are my 3 Spartans fucking hugging the wall? Get out into the middle.
Oh, did you guys see the trailer for the new Wukong game?
Yes. It looks like
I'm seeing it everywhere, but I haven't actually seen it.
It actually looks
I
good.
saw some gameplay, and like it looks like Sekiro, but with the only 2 games that ever come out of China, and that is anything to do with the Legend of Wukong and anything to do with the fucking Romance of the Three Kingdoms. China literally does
Well-
not make any other game.
It had a very secure aesthetic, but it looked like it'd play more like Dark Souls, like the slower.
Yes.
Look, if China gives me the game as a hey, sorry for the coronavirus, I'll play it. But unless it
Yeah, because
does,
that's what they'll do.
yeah.
Hey guys, just say sorry for fucking up the world. Here's a free
The way
game.
the way I see it is, you know that
What is it? Epic Games?
what?
What is this? Epic
Yeah,
Games?
Epic Games. No, you know that that South Park, fucking the cable company in South Park. How it's just people rubbing their nipples.
Oh, we're sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was-
you're gonna have to upgrade your package. Oh.
Yeah, that's.
I was thinking more of like the BP.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
It's like we're
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, that's.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's how I see China. Is like a massive cable company.
Rolling.
It's like, oh, sorry about. We're gonna have to upgrade your package. You don't have
You don't have the premium.
Don't have
Oh, no.
premium.
Well, that's basically what's happening now. Is that everyone's creating their own services, and it's fucking. This is why piracy becomes a better service, because instead of having to pay for 1,000,001 different services just to get one thing that you want, you can just pirate it.
Yeah,
And then support them in any way you can.
yeah.
Rolling.
Well, that's why.
Like that
That's
voice
why-
actress who had a fucking autistic shit fit on Twitter because of Van Dubs.
Yeah, I saw that, and she's just like, and the girl's like, "Hey, look, I can't get this animation or whatever in my country." And it's like, you just buy it. Like, no, it's not available in my country. And their reply is, "Well, I guess it's just not for you then." I want to find that, because like it was the most tone deaf shit.
Well, again,
Whereas
that's
acting-
why with Steam specifically, there was Gabe coming out and saying, and I know I've mentioned this before at other points in podcasts or playthroughs or whatever, but he specifically said piracy is a service you're competing against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes down to the availability of that.
And it's why here in Australia, piracy is incredibly prevalent. Because from a games point of view,
From
not
like,
necessarily at the moment,
from the pricing
but
of
from
a game's point of view, it's either I eat this week or I buy your game.
well, it's not quite like that. But the point more is the prices for games got inflated when the US dollar was way stronger than ours, and then just doesn't matter how it's fluctuated since, it's stayed at that high margin.
Yeah.
And on top of that, and then for like movies and TV shows and anime, it's because it's just not necessarily available. Like, I've heard and I know of a couple of people who've gone, look, I'll pay for Netflix and I'll do it, but I'm also just going to pirate everything that's on a Netflix in another country.
Yeah.
That's not available, because I think the Australian Netflix library, I haven't seen the latest, but it was like 32% of like the US.
Oh, it is piss poor.
Library. So, and granted, that's probably not Netflix's fault. That's probably the Australian Copyright Board or whatever.
My old friends.
Like, I'm not actually blaming the companies for this one, but that's why it happens.
Like, I get that Shift is a speed
Am I defending
increase
it?
to
Not
fucking
necessarily.
WASD, but this is ridiculous. Like, this is normal speed. Fucking ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed. But yeah, like, when, for example, speaking of like very topical things, Microsoft have announced that they are delisting Forza 3 from sale, like in September, I believe it is. Like, they've called it the end of life cycle or whatever it is. Like, they're ending Forza 3, not by just stop supporting it. They are literally removing it from stores,
so you can't buy it.
So, what's
online.
that? Microsoft is yet again proving why secondhand games are a necessity.
It's not even like a necessity. It's more like they are basic. You can't buy. They did this with Forza 1 and 2 as well. Like, you can't buy those games anymore.
Yeah.
If there's something about those games that you like, then you can't get them. And that could be anywhere between, like, how do I put it? Like, it could be, what was I going to say? Like a licensing issue. It could be completely from a licensing issue or something like that. Or it just could be they're just trying to up the sales of
Something else.
of their new games.
Yes.
And which is like, yeah, okay, that I can understand you wanted to sell your new games, but at the same time, like, completely delisting this stuff is a bit rough, in my opinion.
Especially on the people who, like, enjoyed it or, like, might want to try and discover it. Like, imagine going out there watching this playthrough of Halo Wars, and then Microsoft is like, oh yeah, no, we delisted Halo Wars. It's nowhere. You can't even find it, even on Steam. It doesn't exist anymore. Like, you really want to give fucking Halo Wars a crack. But you can't do that now because Microsoft says the game doesn't fucking exist. And that's pretty shitty.
For me, I feel like that sets like a precedent which could end up being like it may only be Microsoft that do this, because like I can't see logically why a company would just delist. Like, it's money you're just like taking away. Like, if people want to buy it, then you remove that option for them to buy it, so they can obviously no longer buy it. And then how, like, you're not going to be making any more money off that anymore. Like,
It
completely.
seems like a poor decision in multiple aspects.
But at the same time, like, I have the feeling maybe Microsoft are the only ones who are going to take that forward, maybe. They may not. You never know.
I hope so.
But yeah,
I hope
like,
no one else
remove
does.
games from a service entirely. Kind of scary because, like, I went over this on the podcast about Killzone 3. How they completely botched Killzone 3. Like, so the latest update completely, literally made the game unplayable because the game wouldn't load. So instead of Guerrilla actually fixing the issue and fixing the campaign, they just went, okay, so we're not going to fix it. In fact, we're just going to leave it and we're going to make the multiplayer a separate executable.
That's right. They released the multiplayer separately, and people are like, "What? I want to play Killzone 3's campaign."
Yeah, and I just went, yeah, cool. Also, the multiplayer is dying. The multiplayer will be removed in about like a couple of months anyway. I was like, wow, they just killed it. They broke the game with a patch, and then they destroyed the.
They flat out just murdered their own game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like sort of like sad thing about it. It's like Killzone 3 is actually like a pretty fun game, but the fact that it's dead is upsetting.
Yeah, it's dead because the developers say so.
And yeah, it was like, so the only way I was able to find and play Killzone 3 was I had to literally scour the internet, find a European ISO of the game, and then launch that European ISO onto my PlayStation, install it onto my hacked PlayStation 3 just to play Killzone 3.
Rhino requested backup
And that's
now.
rough. That's super rough.
Regenerate healing targets.
But hey, I guess fucking that's the fact that companies like
That's
I don't
the
know,
state
even
of the
old
games
game-
industry.
even- like there is even ways to play games from the 80s. But companies these days are making it very, very difficult to not only like keep these games like available for the public to play, but they almost fight tooth and nail just to make sure it cannot be played. And I said, like, with the kill, because I had to scour for a proper Killzone 3 ISO because Guerrilla Straight, I think it was either Guerrilla or Sony, went hard, and
I tried to cull it from everywhere. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
tried to-
you're not fucking
that's it,
supporting
though.
it yourself.
like they tried to cull Killzone 3, but on the same websites that got Killzone 3 removed, there was still other PlayStation 3 games on there that just weren't even touched. It was almost like they didn't care.
Yeah, they just wanted to. They decided, you know what? We're dropping Killzone 3. Well, probably they were like, oh, we're dropping Killzone 3, and then a bunch of people started pirating it because the only way they could. And
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, this game's getting pirated. Like, let's go shut down it. They're going, well, how about fuck off?
Exactly. Like, because I want to play Killzone 3, but like, not only like if you install the update for Killzone 3, it breaks the campaign and you can't play it. This is not like, oh, there's a game-breaking bug like during the campaign. It's like, no, it stops you from playing loading the game in general to the campaign. It stops loading the game in general to the point where it's like, all right, so we've decided to make the multiplayer a separate executable on the store, which is free to play, but the servers are getting shut down in a couple of months.
Not much effect,
I'm like,
but it
fuck
looks
me,
like
man.
we're
I
making
just
some
wanted to play
progress.
Killzone 3, and they made it the most fucking, like, hair-pulling
The most
experience.
difficult.
Because I couldn't even go into a store and buy a hard copy of it because the game tells you, like, if your PlayStation 3 has been updated to the latest update, it forces you to install the Killzone 3 update or you can't play it. And that's the irony, is like, you can't play the game until you install this update, but if you install the update, you can't play it. But if you have a PlayStation 3 that hasn't been like updated recently, you are able to play Killzone 3 by just selecting no, don't download the update. And I was just like, that's so stupid. So like, if you have an old PlayStation 3 that hasn't been connected to the internet, then you can play Killzone 3. But fuck me, does that seem like an absolute like stretch just to get a game running? Just be like, hey,
Yeah.
look, like I have to go find a PlayStation 3 that is not past this,
And it's situations like that make people just straight out not care about piracy. You know, there are a lot of arguments against it and moral things and whatever, but people are going, yeah, well, if you're making it that fucking hard to do shit, again, it's a service. People are going, well,
Yeah, they're
why
not
should I
offering-
pay for you to do this when you're intentionally handicapping me?
Exactly. It's like, I
That's-
want to play this game, but
DRM
no.
only hurts the consumer.
For example, the Mac version of Metal Gear Rising.
Healing target.
So, the Mac version
Revengeance.
of Metal Gear Rising, the DRM on that game is a phone home service. Now, Konami wasn't behind the porting of Metal Gear Rising to the Mac. It was a separate company. This company went bankrupt,
And so they would couldn't no longer
so
phone home,
you could
so you
not
can
play
no longer
Metal Gear
play it.
Rising on the Mac at all, because an unpatched, well, not an uncracked version of Metal Gear Rising, because the phone home DRM service had nowhere to phone home to, so it wouldn't let you in. So like they just shut it down. They just went, okay, you can't get Metal Gear Rising on Mac. I was like, well, you can actually, if you pirate it.
Pick up coordinates set.
It's like that's it. You just gotta pirate it.
Transport is
So yeah,
go.
piracy is like
And- Again, that's another reason why people are having an issue with, like, Valorant, for example, and their kernel level anti-cheat.
well, their kernel
that
anti-cheat
straight
is a
up-
little different compared to like easy anti-cheat and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
because
my point with that one is kernel level anti-cheats by default won't work on a Mac without using a workaround, because
Exactly.
Mac have different security protocols.